Your mics are open. You're on.
Hey y'all, welcome to Missouri Star Live. I'm Kate and I'll be hosting today, and I have a new lovely assistant today named Aaron from customer service. So he's over there a little nervous, a little full of trepidation, a little on the edge of his seat, just really waiting to see what kind of questions y'all have for us today. We're going to talk to him a little bit about his role with the company, and then we're also going to show you some tutorials that have happened this week, and we have a surprise guest who I will not be announcing just yet. And then we also have Wendi from our customer service team to chat with y'all about our amazing customer service team and what to expect when you call in and all of the things going on there. So first of all, hot seat on the lovely assistant. Hi, Aaron.
Hello, Kate. How are you?
Good. Welcome. Welcome.
Thank you.
So you have been with Missouri Star for a minute. Several even.
A number of years. I left briefly to try out my hand in the medical field and quickly jumped right back out of that.
The only stitching for you is in quilting.
That is correct.
Yeah, that's fair. So you're with the customer service team now.
Yeah.
How long have you been over there?
So initially when I started, I was customer service for about 6 months, I think. And then I did some assistant work with a very nice man named Caleb. And then I went back to customer service, and I've helped out with a couple other things. The golden ticket promo, I was the scarecrow.
Sure.
And then I did a
I've seen
dub
that
over.
footage.
So I've kind of snuck my way onto a couple sets. I did just to sit in the background for Let's Make Art, and yeah, that's been it.
So eagle-eyed Missouri Star watchers will recognize you.
Yeah, I'm like the Waldo of Missouri Star.
So any comments or questions so far? Anybody tuning in we should say hi to?
Yeah, so we have several. We have a Cindy from Houston, Janet from Montana, Joan from North Dakota, Allison from Texas, Susan from Michigan, Picky from Brazil, and
Brazil, wow.
yeah, and Phyllis from Canada.
So we're getting ready for Snowmageddon here in lovely Hamilton. Hopefully Brazil at least doesn't have that. I'm guessing everywhere else is gonna though.
Probably.
Yeah. So we are gonna go ahead and kick off with this lovely quilt behind me. This is Baskets and Butterflies that Jenny did this week. And if you haven't had a chance to watch it yet, we have a clip for you. Roll it, Randy.
Everybody, it's Jenny from the Missouri Star Quilt Company, and if you love baskets and you love butterflies, you're going to love this week's tutorial. And it's going to leave you with these two pieces right here. Now you get two of these pieces off of every square you cut, and so you will get quite a pile of these. Set those aside for an additional project that you can come up with because it's going to be amazing. See how I have this, and see how it's not exactly perfect, because I know when I come in with my scissors that I'm going to make it perfect. So I like to fold this in half, and I'm going to make sure that my legs line up pretty good, like this. And then I'm really just using one side as a pattern. And so I'm just going to cut here, make a nice gentle curve like this. And this way they both come out identical. They're the same size. You don't have a wonky side and a not so wonky side. And then this is your little handle right here. And this is our cute little quick and easy basket block. How fun was that? Just so quick. Take a look at this backing. This is a cheater fabric. But this backing is so gorgeous, and it looks like you sewed a whole bunch of tiny little squares together. Looks like you worked so hard. I love this backing. Make it what you want. It's your quilt. And we hope you enjoyed this tutorial on the Baskets and Butterflies quilt from the Missouri Star Quilt Company.
Complicated than it is. Like a lot of this is applique on, so some of these more challenging looking shapes are really easy to get down there, and it just makes such a gorgeous, it's kind of a stunner. Like I kind of love it. Aaron, when you are doing customer service,
Okay.
do people hear you on the phone? Where are you at? What's the best way to get you specifically?
Me specifically?
You specifically.
Okay. Chat currently.
Okay, so
Chat.
you're the bot.
Half man, half robot. Yep. More machine than man now.
Interesting, interesting.
Ginger Barlow said that she loves all the videos and that butterfly fabric.
Isn't it beautiful? It's this border here, and then she fussy cut out some of the pieces to do those corners, as you saw in the video, and over here, and it's so cute. I really like it. I like the black background too. It's pretty adorable.
Is there another fabric that you really like? You would try that in, maybe?
Ooh, interesting. Well, I mean, to do the butterfly piecing, you'd want those, but I like the black background with the really bright colors, but I think that you could also maybe do something that's like creams and florals for a really traditional, like picnic quilt. It's so cute. So cute.
Oh, I have another question.
Oh.
Will you still be doing triple play with Misty having her own show?
Triple plays will definitely still exist, and they will exist with Natalie, Misty, and Jenny. So the triumvirate that makes the triple plays Triple E will be continuing as they are, yeah.
Thank you.
We do have, speaking of Natalie, everybody needs a little Natalie in their day. We have a little demonstration for this really fantastic, I didn't even know this thing existed, these little acrylic bolts. I need to get a lot of them because my sewing room is a disaster. So here is Natalie showing off what y'all need to do with these acrylic bolts to get your sewing room much, much more organized than mine is. Roll it, Randy.
Hi, I'm Natalie with Missouri Star Quilt Company, and today I'm going to talk to you about the fabric bolt organizers. They come in 2 sizes, and they are great for organizing your stash. So they're going to come in a little bag with a paper on the back that keeps the acrylic stable when we're cutting it. So you'll just find an edge and peel that off. Sometimes these little sticky backs are tricky and tough to get a hold of, but once you get that edge, it should peel off pretty easily. Oh! Well. Rest assured, you're not the only one who is going to fight with this. But once that's done, you'll have a beautiful piece of clear plastic that fits. The larger one can hold up to 15 yards, which is the amount that comes on a standard bolt and is quite a lot to have in your stash. So you'll be able to fit all kinds of widths and lengths of fabric, all kinds of yardages. So for the large bolt organizer, all you need to do is take your fabric and fold it in half with the fabric, and it just wraps on so easily. So you're just going to fold it and flip it. Oops. It helps to try and keep it a little bit tight, but then if you want to, you can make a fancy fold like they do at the fabric store. Well, we try to do a fancy little fold where we fold it down like that and then wrap it around, and you can stick a clip or a pin. So if you're doing a clip, you could just maybe a wonder clip down here at the bottom. That would work, or you can slide a pin into your fabric this way, keep it nice and flat, and then they just stack beautifully on your shelf. And look at that. That's amazing. I love it. Okay, so the little one holds smaller yardages, and even if it's a full size length, you just fold it in half twice. So let me show you that. So this is a piece of yardage. It's roughly a yard, maybe a little less, maybe like 3/4 of a yard. So like on the larger bolt, we folded it once. This one we're going to fold twice. And then we'll do the wrap. Fold it around and just keep that sucker going. It makes it look so neat and tidy on a shelf. I just love it. All right, so I'm going to stick my pin in it. I didn't do the fancy fold this time, and I think, it's total preference, whatever you decide you want to do. And then stack that on your shelf. The other thing that is really cool about these. I think you could store binding on them, so I'm gonna pop this little one open and put a little binding strip. This is leftover binding that I have. I think it's ideal for that because you can store several different widths on here. Just pin it and stick that on your shelf. Also works for jelly roll strips, especially if you just have a few that you want to keep together. Maybe you have a project you're working on and you want to stick the binding or the strips in the package with all your other pieces. I think it would be ideal for that. We also have these really cute fabric bolt labels that you can purchase to go with it. And they are great because they are easy to remove. So you can write on something, label the fabric or the project that you're working on and keep it super organized. And then when you're done with that, you can peel it off and put a new sticker on. So these are, well, you put the little one on the little guys, just like that. And I think, honestly, if you wanted to, you could have it on to one side or the other. You could center it, whichever you decide. They just stick right on, but then they also peel off really easily. So no big deal. Clean stickers, easily reusable or replaceable. If you get it crooked and you want to fix it, you can do that too. They're super great. And they're cute because they have these cute little quilt blocks on them, and this one has a sewing machine. So, all right, so let's put a label on this larger bolt. I am going to write that it is batik, island batik. And then I would recommend a ballpoint pen or a permanent marker. Give it a second to dry so it doesn't smear and possibly get on your fabrics. But after that, it's just going to go beautifully on here. And then I'll know what it is and what I'm using it for. And then I'll just stick it on my shelf and be very organized. I just love how that looks. I hope you enjoy our fabric bolt organizers as much as I do.
So, I think we got quite a few questions during that. What you got, Aaron?
Oh, yes, we do. Thank you. Mm-hmm. We have Phyllis Jones asking, do we send sewing machines to Canada?
I feel like that's a question for you specifically as the customer service rep.
Yeah. Well, I also thought it was for my supervisor specifically. So after checking with her, currently we only ship inside the continental U.S. plus Alaska and Hawaii. So those are our limits right now on sewing machines.
On sewing machines. Mm-hmm. Good to know. What else you got over there?
Crystal wants to know, when is Natalie's show? I can't seem to catch her.
So Final Stitch has been on hiatus for a minute. All of the, you can find the older episodes on YouTube still. She's working on some different filming projects right now. A little bit shorter and a little bit, she really has a heart for sort of introducing people to quilting and encouraging beginners and things like that. So some of the stuff we've been working on is more geared toward that and kind of quilting and sewing basics. We are in filming right now and we don't have an official release date, but you will see more of Natalie in the very near future.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Say what? Oh, we do have a deal. Thanks, Randy. He's keeping me honest and on things. So machine quilting right now, 15% off for a limited time for value and priority orders. Just go to the machine quilting part of our website and then use the MQFEB15 code. This is for a limited time. And I know that's kind of an unhelpful thing to say, but basically we don't want to overload anything, right? And get so many orders that then we can't deliver to y'all in the time that you want it back. So for a limited time, that code is good, and then we'll take it down before it's going to affect anything else. So get it while you can is what I'm saying. If you have a quilt to send in, go ahead and do that because this deal won't last for much longer.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks, Randy.
Thank you, Randy. All right. Is the butterfly border fabric still available? And the answer to that is yes, it is. It is available in purple and blue.
Ooh, I would see it in purple and blue. And you might notice that we swapped out quilts during Natalie's acrylic bolts, which I seriously am going to get a bunch of those. And so now we have this lovely horizon, which is also a clue about our surprise guest. So let's see who made this one, and roll it, Randy. Did it again. A technical difficulty? Yeah. Well, we'll just go ahead and jump straight to our guest then, because we basically announced her. So, surprise guest, it's Misty Doan.
Hi. Yay! Happy to be here.
I'm super excited you could be here.
Oh, of course.
So you just got back from vacation.
I did. It was so nice. It was so wonderful. We took some time off to kind of recoup and recover from launching a new show. It was a lot of work, and then of course, you know, there was still holidays thrown in there in between.
Oh,
so,
wow, yeah.
Yeah,
it was
a
that
lot.
Was busy.
It was
busy.
It was very hectic, but it was all worth it, and so we had a wonderful time.
I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Well, we've had so many questions on here about what's going on with your new show and what you're doing and all of the things. So I'm so glad that you could come on and answer some questions for everybody and let them know what you are up to.
Of course.
So the first and most burning question that we got, are you leaving Missouri Star?
Nope, I am not going anywhere. This is our family business, and I am happy to continue being a part of it, just in a new way. So I think change is good sometimes. It kind of refreshes things and energizes us again, and so I'm really looking forward to all the new things to come with Missouri Star.
But still doing the triple play.
Of course, yeah. Natalie, Jenny, and I love that.
I mean, it's triple. You can't. You literally can't go anywhere.
A double play is not as good as a triple play. No matter how you slice it.
It doesn't work. That doesn't work at all.
Nope.
And so, what can people expect on this new show on At Home?
I just wanted to bring people a little bit more into my world. I kind of feel like I love quilting, but it's not all of me. I still have little kids at home, and I am actively restoring homes and doing all of these things, and so it seemed right to share more projects that are centered around my home and my children, and share recipes and just kind of little behind the scenes extras with plenty of quilting goodness thrown in there. So
you're not abandoning quilts.
Oh, of course not.
Right.
No. Yeah.
Just expanding your sort of creative everything.
Exactly.
Yeah. So still a project every week.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah, and so another thing I'm really excited about the new show is I am so inspired by so many people in the industry, and so you're going to see lots more friends from the industry coming on, and so they might be the ones sharing a project or design with all of us, and so that's really great, but there will always be something new to learn every single week.
And the other big question that we got was if Jake would be making cameos.
I hope so. He keeps himself pretty busy. And so, you know, if I can rein him in and make him appear, I will try my best. But
so Randy, is it working yet?
We've got it working.
All right, so let's show off this clip from At Home with Misty, and then when we come back, we'll take some questions from the social audience.
Awesome. Hey guys, it's Misty. I'm really excited about this week's Project Horizon. It's a beautiful quilt that's really simple but gives a lot of impact, so let me show you how it's done. This is very important. You want to keep these two sides that you cut off in a stack. And so when I'm making my piles, I basically separate them and put them back just like they were cut. So you can see that's how the square came together. These triangles that you cut look really similar, but they're just not the same. And so this way, all of the colors that I want are going to match up how they need to in the end. And so then to start sewing, I can just pick up this one section. You can see what your finished block looks like, and it comes together just like that. It's really quick and easy. We're going to put them out just like this. So that's the exact same block that we made, and then the 4 matching prints will come together. And I liked how this kind of looked like everything on it reminded me of the sky, which is why I called it Horizon. It's got, you know, the beautiful little tula birds on the background fabric, and there's flamingos and butterflies and parrots on the fabric itself, the print fabric. And I hope you enjoyed making this Horizon Quilt with me. Until next time, have a great week.
So that is At Home with Misty, which you can catch on Mondays. It
right.
releases on Mondays on YouTube. What kind of questions do we have, Aaron?
Well, so far, we don't have a ton of questions, but there is a lot of love towards Misty's new show.
Oh, thank you, guys.
Kelly Robinson says, I love your new show, Misty. Love the variety of sewing projects and skill levels. Sharon, Wisneski, the new show is really nice with great tips and technique. Linda Godden says, yeah, I would love to see home decor projects.
We are on the same page.
Very much so, yeah.
They're coming.
I do. Okay, here is a question. Does Misty make beginner or high-level skill projects on her show? I am a super beginner. Thanks. Hugs and kisses.
I think it's a pretty good mix of beginner and I wouldn't even say high-level skill, but more moderate projects. But I try to make everything that I present to you guys really approachable and break it down. So even beginners, don't be afraid to try and stretch yourself a little bit because you can probably do it.
Okay.
So they're fun.
Shelley Ramsey asks, Misty, how would you suggest doing Horizon in patriotic colors?
Ooh, I would
Cool.
if it were me, I would try to find some sort of white or cream background with stars on it. And then I would do red and blue bursts all over it. And it would be gorgeous. Now I want to make one.
Yeah.
Great idea.
What about your border?
Oh, some beautiful
Something
patriotic,
kind of flag,
yeah,
like maybe a flag?
yes,
even?
absolutely.
That'd be cute.
It would be
That'd
awesome.
Really
I
cute.
love that idea.
Ruby says, beautiful what she is doing.
Oh, thank you.
Kathy says, that's beautiful. Difficult? Beginner friendly?
So this is a template quilt. So I think it's very beginner friendly. You're using a layer cake and the burst block template, and I walk you through exactly how to use that. The I would say biggest challenge on this is just keeping your fabric organized, but I also walk you through how to do that. So I don't think you need to be super intimidated. Just be prepared to do a little bit of organizing as you go so you don't get confused while you start stitching. Excuse me.
Say that does answer the next question. What template was Misty using? Now there is only the one burst block. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Yep.
All right. Jennifer Laporto asks, is this show on the MSQC YouTube channel, or do we need to subscribe to a new channel?
That's a great question. It is on the regular Missouri Star YouTube channel. It just releases on Mondays, just like Jenny's tutorials do. So those release at midnight Central Time. Mine release on Mondays at midnight Central Time. So you can check those out anytime on Monday.
Okay.
And just a quick shout out to our social team who's hanging out in the comments, taking and answering questions. Dalton is in YouTube and Hannah is in Facebook. If y'all want to say hi to them, they are dropping in links and trying to make it as easy for you guys to find everything that you need to kind of support this, the template, the patterns, the YouTube channel, what have you. They are providing the link. So thanks, guys.
Awesome. Way to go, guys.
Seriously.
Marcia asks, does MSQC have the template, which they do?
Yes.
That is one we actually manufacture in-house.
Yeah, that's one of our exclusive templates. So you can get that from us.
Gwen Spencer asks, Misty, will you do road trips?
Ooh, I mean, I go on road trips. What do you mean?
They did not clarify.
I love road trips.
Well, and there used to be the
Jenny on the road?
Yeah.
So I used to go on the road with Jenny for Jenny on the Road. So if that's what you're talking about, currently I haven't heard any plans
I haven't either.
to bring that back, but you never know what the future may hold. Jenny, Natalie, and I do host Doan Girl retreats here in Hamilton about once a quarter. We have those, and those are a ton of fun. So if you're looking to come to a retreat, you should check those out.
And you can find those on the retreats part of visitmsqc.com. The Doan girls sell out bonkers fast.
Yes.
So make sure that you, if you aren't able to get into one, you do get on that wait list because they do start making calls and you do still have a chance.
That's what I was going to say. Always sign up for the wait list, even if it's sold out, because you never know. Life happens and people end up having to drop out or change plans, and they do contact people to fill those spots. And it's just so much fun. We love having everybody here.
Carla asks, I always find sewing diagonal cuts hard to control. Will you cover how to keep down distortions?
Oh, that's interesting. I don't know if I addressed that directly. The biggest tip that I can give you now in working with diagonal cuts, because typically you're going to have a little bit of bias when you're working on that angle, so just don't tug as it's going through the machine. Let the feed dogs do the work and just use your hands to guide, and it will help a lot with distortion. And same with pressing. When you go to press, just roll it back and lift the iron directly up and down. Don't be pushing and pulling against the fabric.
That's really good to know, because I'll yank it. I'm just like,
just-
that lines up now, go. And then I unfold it.
Well, and if it's to make it line up, a little bit is okay. That's allowed.
Yeah.
But if you do too much tugging, you're going to get that distortion.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Kathy asks, is there a pattern for this quilt?
Absolutely. It's called Horizon. You can find it on our website at MissouriQuiltCo.com.
Okay. Debbie asks, Misty, is there a way to list the templates we would need each month for your show?
Well, it's listed on the product page for the show. Like if you click the link in the description of the show itself, the templates are there when it talks about the supplies needed. But I can do a better job on the show of trying to list those at the beginning, maybe. Maybe I can go through them a little bit more clearly.
Maybe, too, when we post things to social to share them out, we can put in a direct link, too. That would probably be helpful.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Dalton and Hannah are not currently typing any questions.
Okay.
Okay, so we will go ahead and wrap up then, since we still have a whole other guest.
Awesome.
Thank you so much
Thank you for
coming
having
on.
me. It was
This
good
is
to be here.
Different Missouri Star Live than the one that you left, but
It's great.
It's pretty
You're
fun.
doing good things. So thanks for having me.
Yes,
All
it was
right.
lovely.
See ya.
See you, Misty.
So this is where we're going to jump over to Wendi now. So Wendi is the senior customer service manager. She keeps Aaron in line, is what I hear.
Good luck.
Ish.
Good luck.
But she's also here to answer. We get so many questions about our customer service team and everything they do and the best ways to work with y'all and all of that. So it seemed like a good idea just to have you on so that we could go straight to the source.
Sure. Best I can.
So you've been here for a while.
I've been here 7 years next week.
Oh, congratulations. Lucky number 7.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Did you start in customer service?
did.
And now you run it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I started as an agent and then shortly became manager of customer service and on from there.
Aaron, all this could be yours.
Someday the throne will be mine.
Well, so let's start off. What is just the best way to get a hold of customer service? That's a question we see often in our social groups is just what's the best? If you want an answer, how should we do it?
I would honestly, sorry, Aaron, I would live chat because the answer bot will help try to answer that question. And if it's during business hours and you need to talk to a real person, you absolutely can in that same little chat bubble. You just put in there, talk to a person, and it'll transfer you to one of my agents.
But if it's a pretty easily answered question, that's going to just get it for you really fast.
Yeah. So the chatbot's that little bubble in usually the bottom right corner. And you click on it, and Chuck the Duck pops up, and you ask a question, and it's going to try to answer it. And it's usually pretty good about answering a common question.
So what would be a question that the bot would be able to take care of?
It'll usually give you a time frame on shipping on where we're at.
Oh, okay.
So
very
all
helpful.
the answers either I've written or someone from my team has written. So we try to
stay up to date.
So we keep them up to date, and we do our very best to try to get answered, the way you want to be answered. So we have the live chat and the chat bot. You can call us, and if you call us, you're going to pick. You get into a queue, but we're trying to get you to the right person. So we're going to ask you, what's the call about? And you pick that. And we've got quilters. We've got some wonderful people who are going to answer whether it's chat, what Aaron does, or whether it's on the phone or email. There's a lot of, I've got 32 people who are going to sit there and try to answer your questions, whether it's quilting or...
You were telling me before we started about some of the questions that you've gotten that maybe you wouldn't expect customer service to necessarily be able to help with. So what are some of those that y'all have dealt with that you've just been like,
So my favorite question, and if you've asked this question, it's really okay, is I bought this fabric. What was I going to do with it? It's my favorite. It really, honestly, is my favorite question.
Yeah.
So you start thinking about that, and you're like, okay, I can do this. I can answer this. And usually our go-to is to find out what order they're talking about, what was the daily deal for that day, and what was a suggested tutorial or pattern. And we're going to start sending those. That's where we start first. So that's usually where we're going to go to try to answer that question.
So most of the time, are you able to mind read and to kind of deduce and get
I have a
get
special
to what it
hat
is?
I put
Yeah,
on for
right?
mind reading. No. Yeah, we do our very best to try to answer anything.
So what are, since that is also a question that we get a lot, what are current shipping times with all of the bonkers, what's the buzzword that keeps going on? Aaron, you know this.
I do know.
It's, oh no, it just fell out of my head. Supply chain issues.
Oh, yeah. So
Thank you. You knew it. Yes, you did.
our shipping time is right around the 8 to 10 day mark.
Okay.
For processing. So what that means is it's going to take about 8 to 10 days for our shippers to get your order, to pick it and to ship it out to you, and then the shipping time from FedEx is on top of that.
Yeah, and that one's outside of our control.
That one's outside our control. We're still going to try to find out answers. So
Right, of
my
course.
team will still try to call FedEx or advocate or do whatever they need to do to solve that issue. We are a bit limited when it comes to if the $5 shipping is automatically chosen. We're a bit limited on what we can do with that. So better options for shipping if you're really struggling in your area is to go onto our shipping options and choose the ground or the expedited. Those we definitely are able to get better answers.
Keep an eye on.
And keep an eye on,
Yeah.
and we have more options with those.
That's good intel. You have any questions over there?
I have a couple, but I would like to start with my favorite comment so far from Mary Sue James. MSQC delivers the best customer service along with all the beautiful fabric. Cindy
Yay.
P. says, customer service is the best, all capital. Carrie
Your
Clark.
delivery's really making it too. Keep doing that.
All right, okay, absolutely. Anything you wish. Carrie Clark says, I call often. Everyone is super helpful and friendly. Oh, and then Dalton also tried to help me earlier, but I was so engaged with what you guys were saying. He said supply chain in all capital.
Ah, of course, Dalton knew
Dalton
it.
knew it.
Dalton always
you, Dalton.
knows.
Shout out
Yeah,
to Dalton being awesome.
Pretty much.
Here is a question. Ginger Barlow, that's a big customer service team. How many employees does MSQC have?
Total?
Oh, I don't even know these days. Do you know? 423?
Yeah, I was going to say between 300 to 400,
Misty with
but a
the
little
charades
over
over
4.
there.
Yeah.
423.
Yeah.
423.
Yeah.
Mary Sue James, thank you, Mary Sue. She says, okay, I adore Aaron. So thank you.
Don't we
Mary
all?
Sue.
Yeah.
So he is the lovely assistant today, and this will be a new feature on Missouri Star Lives, just so we can introduce you to the 423 cast of characters that are around here, you know, as we're able to, and just kind of show off the amazing team that we have. And so
I'll try to.
thank you for
Well,
joining.
thank you. I'll try to maybe change departments a couple times to,
Would you?
to insert myself.
I'm sure
as
she's
more
going to be
Waldo.
great with that
Maybe.
We'll talk. We'll discuss that later.
Jeannie Lipsky says, one of my favorite things that MSQC staff does is the thank you card that comes in your order.
That is done by our warehouse team when they're packing, and those are handwritten every time, very personal. I also order from us because, of course, I do. And I get one in my boxes, and I'm always like, hey, guys, it's great.
Yeah. Every one of them will sit and write that out.
Yep.
Yeah, Pam Taylor, what I love is that we always get a handwritten and signed card with each order and then 12 exclamation points.
But that's a really important thing, and I think you guys have seen that in customer service too. I used to work in customer service in the electronics industry a bajillion years ago, and those people were mean. They were mean, and we don't have that with our customers. Like, we have lovely customers, and so even when y'all are frustrated and having, you know, a rough time finding your order or what have you, it's still, we just have the best customers, and so putting thank you cards in is like the least we can do.
We are lucky enough that we not just get opportunities to solve problems, but what we really get is we get customer love. We get customers who will just reach out and say, thank you so much. I mean, who gets that? Well, we get that because you guys are fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty lovely. But also quilting questions, right? So it's not always just about shipping times and what have you. Like I've heard some stories about, I mean, just basic how to do things, which because the customer service team also has a fair number of sewists and quilters on it, right?
Yeah, so we train quilting. I mean, we're a quilting company, so we need to train the language and how to do it. That's been a little bit harder since we all went remote, but we still do have quilt training, mostly tutorials, and then we like to test some stuff out. But we have to teach that. They have to be able to talk to you wonderful people out there who are quilting. And I mean, we have some very wonderful quilters out there and answering your calls and questions and how-tos. And some are very advanced, some are new to it. So that makes you get to talk to whoever you need to answer your question.
Yeah, we the social team reaches out to you guys on occasion too, because we'll get questions about, you know, which pattern is this or what's this and what have you, and we're like, I don't help. Wendi, weigh in. So
We've got a lot of tabs and a lot of notes.
Y'all are a
and
wealth of information.
tutorials. We watch a lot of tutorials.
Are you
answer
ready
questions.
for some hot seat questions?
Oh goodness, let's do it.
These
My hands
guys-
are
I feel
sweating.
like we need like a light spotlight on her now. all
These
of
have
a
some
sudden.
spice. Yeah, turn down the
Oh.
lights, spotlight on the
Okay.
manager
All right.
there. Roberta asks, I cannot find where to get my quilter's cash to spend them. I did try the account summary and it did not come up.
Okay, so one, make sure you're logged in. Always good to double check because a website does log you out after a while. So always start there. Then go to your account where you can see your quilter's cash. Once there, if you're trying to use it in checkout, please know that if you use the Shopify checkout, the Shop Pay, that's a little bit more difficult to use Quilter's Cash because you have to convert it to a promo code under your Quilter's Cash account.
Oof, okay.
If you need steps for that, reach out. We can provide you with the steps to handle all of that. But there's a bit more to Quilter's Cash right now than there used to be.
Yes.
And it won't always be that way. We are working to simplify it. But for the moment, if you need an assist with the extra steps, there's always the Aaron bot.
Aaron Bot.
Aaron bot. can
Aaron
help.
Bot is here to help. Roxanne asks, how often is the Block magazine supposed to come out? I still haven't received the one with the sleigh on it.
Oh, that's a bummer. You should definitely have gotten that by now.
Yeah, you should have gotten that by now. So every other month is when we release Block Magazine. It can take some time to receive it because it's going through the mail. It's going through USPS is how you should be receiving it. And if you haven't received it, so on the December issue, if you haven't received it by January 15th, that's when you really need to start calling us to say, hey, I haven't received it. So we try to give ample time to get through the system. And please know that those don't forward well.
Right.
So if you've moved, call us to update your address. Block magazines do not forward very well.
It is still considered media mail as well, correct? So it goes out with your ad pages, your
Yes.
coupons for Subway and whatnot.
And there was a specific challenge, I believe, with the December issue with the service that we use getting it shipped out. So there were some delays there. Generally, since I live in Missouri, I am the last person in the state to get theirs. So once I have mine, I'm like, okay, we're probably good now. Because I'm the end of it. So that's a bummer. But yeah, reach out to these guys. They can make sure that you've got, if you don't have it yet, you've got one coming to you.
Get you a fresh one. Mm-hmm. All right. Jenny asks, what hours are the stores open? And I presume the store fronts?
The storefronts. Do you have the storefront hour? I know the hours of my team.
Oh, no.
And that's
It's
8
9
to 4:30.
I believe it's 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
I
That
believe
sounds
so.
right to me too, and that is Dalton's nodding, and Dalton knows everything. So yeah, 9 to 5. It's exactly correct, but not on Sundays.
Yeah. Same with customer service. We're not open on Sundays.
Here's a real spicy one. Oh yeah, closed on Sunday. Here's a real spicy one from Annie. I've tried and tried to update my password, and I get into a continual loop. Reset, email, hit link, change your password. Reset, email, hit link, change your password. Why has this been so difficult? I am missing out on my points. Thanks, smiley face.
I only want you to read these like forever. Like this is my new favorite activity. So
Interpreting what we think.
yeah,
Annie said.
yeah, this is excellent.
So
That
clear,
sounds super frustrating.
clear your cookies and cache. There's something stuck somewhere that's doing this. So what usually fixes most of it is if you clear your cookies and cache and start fresh and try again. And if you're still getting that, let us know. We'll try to fix it.
Cookies and cache are supposed to be a good thing, and then when you're talking about computers, less so.
Yeah.
Not fun.
No.
And we can also just manually do it. If the problems persist, we can go in and manually send them the links that we have.
Yeah, we can go in and reissue the link and try it that way. Usually that'll work too.
And a couple of the supervisors, I believe, also have ancient lore and knowledge from aeons past that they can go in and manually do it, but it's super difficult. But it eventually can be done.
Yeah, last resort.
Last resort.
Have to go to the ancient ones.
Yeah, we stand before the council of the ancient ones. Yeah.
We'll send down the password link.
Yes.
No. Last resort, we try that.
I have no current questions from Dalton or Hannah at this time.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on, and hopefully y'all learned a little bit more about our customer service team and the fantastic people over there, the best way to, make that system work for you. And I think we should maybe have you guys do this more often.
Oh, maybe.
Aaron looks like he has opinions.
Well,
He looks kind of ill.
Real nervous. Nervous, sweaty in my collar. Yeah, I would love to come back anytime to update or whatever you all need.
Well, you're not off the hook yet, but you are. So we are going to run some vintage Jenny and show you this beautiful old chevron pattern, and then I will show it to you in some new colorways when we come back. So
Thank you.
thank you. You were fantastic.
Thanks.
So good. Roll it, Randy.
Hi, I'm Jenny from the Missouri Star Quilt Company, and I have a super fun block for you to make today. We're talking about this chevron block. Pick a color, and we are going to put them right sides together. A white square, a background square, and your colored square, just like this. And we are going to draw an X on this block diagonally corner to corner. Now, this is a great method of getting a lot of half square triangles at once, and I just love it. So we're cutting that one, and then we're cutting this one. Now what we have is 8 of these, 8 half square triangles. And it's just so fun how fast that happens. Now let's open this up and see how we did. So take a look at this. Isn't this darling? This is just such a great little block and so versatile. There are so many things you can do with it. First one was we put them together like this, and I realized that makes this awesome diamond shape. And so I thought, well, we could do diamonds this way. Or we could do diamonds this way. And so I turned them long like this, and I put them together like a table runner. If you go ahead and stagger them like this, up and down, you're going to get this cool project over here. So let me show you how this one goes. I'm telling you, I kind of went a little nuts with this block. So here's this quilt here. So we hope you enjoyed this tutorial on the chevron block from the Missouri Star Quilt Company.
All right, so that was the chevron block with Jenny, and I stitched it up a few different ways to kind of show you some newer looks that you can do with it. So first we've got this Happy Chance layer cake that Wyndham Fabrics did with Laura, is it Heine? I never get designers right. Do you know how to say it? All right. We're gonna just do the thing where you sort of mumble it and hope that it's like Laura Heine. Okay. So here is this one. And super bright colors, very floral, a little bit funky. I think we played with this one last time too. And the really fun thing about the chevron block that you saw in Jenny's video is that once you take these squares, you can really put them in just about any pattern you'd like, and all sorts of fun things can happen. So after that one, we've got, not that one, here we go, a little Tula with, you can turn it into an X block and sash it and make these all attach different ways and do fun things with this. And the hexies here are really pretty. I really like this one. It's kind of whimsical and cute. And this one, I think some people are going to get really excited about. This is Buzzworthy from Canvas Studios. And it's all bees, and it's so cute. And so it's got all of these little honeycombs, and there's some actual gold metallic to it too. and it's really, really pretty. I really like this whole line. A little dramatic. And then, because, I mean, we can't not have CAFE. I know. So here is this really fun CAFE one. This is the color, August Color Dark. I'm going to stare at Aaron while he looks blankly at me and is like, yeah, that's it. That sounds exactly right.
Perfect.
So this one was, I just used 2 of the same layer cake patterns just to see kind of how that would lay out. But I love the little fish on it. It's so cute. And the whole line, I mean, it's CAFE, so the colors are just, well, let's go ahead and open one of these. And it's just, where's that orangey one that I just saw? There it is. Yeah, lots and lots of bright things here. So if you're looking for a little inspiration and need maybe a different way to do it, this chevron thing stitches up very, very quickly and has a lot of different ways that you can play with it, lay it out, and make it your own. What do we got, Aaron? Any final questions on this fine February 1st?
You know, on this fine February 1st, we do have a couple questions. The first one here is from Gail Wolf. What's the quilt behind you? I just joined in.
Oh, this is the Horizon. This is Misty's most recent tutorial with At Home with Misty, and you can find that on YouTube. And it's using one of our exclusive Missouri templates. And it's real pretty. Little Tula over here. It's all beautiful.
Looks real good.
Yeah.
Michael Gigstead asks, will they have Christmas box again, and when will I be able to order?
Oh, that is always the most pressing question. I think if we didn't do the Jenny's Countdown to Christmas box, we'd have to deal with like quilters rioting in the streets of Hamilton. So yes, we are definitely going to do it. I believe last year we did our pre-sale in April. I haven't heard if that's officially when it's going to be again this year, but it will be. It'll be coming fast, and we'll be talking about it a lot on social to make sure everybody gets a chance to buy one if they want it.
Oh, yes. Lisa asks, can we have a show on all the ways to use half square triangles?
Ooh, interesting. Misty just got real excited about that idea. I think that sounds like a very good idea. I don't know if we have a half square triangle playlist on YouTube. We do. Okay, yeah. So there should be a place on YouTube where you can get to like all of the tutorials with our half square triangles. But I don't know of another place that has them all.
I have a half square triangle deep dive coming up.
Oh, okay. There's a little sneak peek for you if you didn't hear Misty. She has a half square triangle deep dive coming up. So keep watching At Home with Misty for that.
Linda asks, do you send out to the United Kingdom?
We do ship to the United Kingdom, yeah. Just not sewing machines, as we've learned.
Just not sewing machines?
Yes.
Yeah. Not yet.
Not yet.
No more questions are currently flowing in from Dalton or Hannah.
All right, well, that sounds like the perfect time to wrap up. From Hamilton, Missouri, I am Kate, and thank you guys so much for tuning in today. This is only our second episode with this new format, so any and all feedback is welcome as we try to make this a really useful and fun and engaging thing for you to do on a Tuesday. So let us know in the comments, and we will see you in 2 weeks. We will not be in the studio. We will actually be live in with machine quilting, and I'm probably gonna maybe finish this one, and we're gonna send it through the whole process of machine quilting while y'all watch and help me pick out fabric or threads and patterns for it. So it should be really fun, and that will be on February 15th. That's in 2 weeks, right?
Yes.
Yes, February 15th. So thanks so much for tuning in, and y'all have a wonderful day.